Welcome everyone to Meet an Entrepreneur. My name is Deborah Dogba, and today I have Jack Beguedou here. Jack Beguedou, tell us about yourself.
My name is Jack Beguedou. A business owner, father, an entrepreneur here in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You are in the insurance business. I mean, that's the one of the businesses that you have, and we want to know about what led you up to being an entrepreneur and also starting this business.
I I would say honestly, I started this business more really not knowing where I was going. I've had a lot of trials and failures, but I kind of found my way to insurance. And really is he was out of luck because somebody saw me for my potential a little more than what I was and told me that I could do better than where I was. And I decided to take a chance. And today I'm here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Yes, so I've, you know, of course, I'm originally from West Africa, and in our culture, you go to school, you maybe practice what you've learned in school, and you find a job, and that's it. So when I came to United States about 15 years ago, that was my intention, is to go to school, get a degree, and hopefully get to use my degree. But a little bit through my the course of school, I realized I really didn't like what I was doing. I was in computer science. I really didn't like it. I was doing terrible at it, but I never did bad in school. So I decided, okay, instead of focusing on school, how about focus on money? Then I was doing two jobs. So I got to work at PayPal, and I also got to work at a gas station where I was a manager. But I enjoyed the gas station work because I work with people, and you also give me the opportunity to actually speak English on a daily basis. As I was speaking with people, I knew all my customers and I knew what they wanted, and I always upsell them something. And it took one of my clients that came into the store daily to ask me, "Have you ever thought about doing something else?" And I said, "I'm doing this, and I have another job." And he said, "No, no, no, no. You're good with people. Have you ever thought about using just that good with people talent and do something else?" And of course, as a good skeptical African, I'm like, "Oh, this guy's trying to sell me something. I don't want to do it." But really, that was the turn of my life. That was where my life really switched. That's where I've started to realize that somebody saw me for my raw talent versus actually my the skin of my color, my height, or just what I was doing. And the person was quite persistent. He's my mentor right now, but he was quite persistent into telling me you need to use your talent for something else. And I say, you know what? The big word here is I decided to take a leap of faith. And I decided to follow him in the insurance business. And he was just starting his business, so he took a chance on me as well. And coming to find out, you know, the line he gave me that really made me want to start is he said, if you're in the business of gathering nuts on a tree, would you hire a big, strong horse or would you hire a bunch of squirrels? And I said, of course you want a big horse. He's strong. And he said, no, I want a squirrel. I want a squirrel because naturally he climbs trees every day. All I need to teach him is how to climb this one tree. With a horse, he may shake the tree, but I'm the one who still got to pick up all the nuts.
Absolutely.
So it made me realize that using my raw talent of being good with people when I was growing up was like, oh, he's funny. He knows everybody in the neighborhood. And now use it as fuel to actually do well in the insurance and financial business. So I call it the people business. Yeah.
You're naturally gifted. So, when you started this, what were your challenges and how did you overcome those challenges?
Everything was a challenge. Every single thing. So, of course, you have an accent. and you in America and you try to sell something to someone. So I would spend hours in a car enunciating and pronunciating. So if I say a word and the person go, I don't know what you're talking about, I'll repeat that word over and over and over till I get it right. And most people that speak to me that are African, like, oh, you speak good English. I say, no, I practice. I just practice good English. It's different. So that was the first challenge. You can't talk to someone, obviously you can't sell to someone. Now you have to be the professional side, right? How to dress, right? How do you present yourself so you don't look in the in the West African culture, you go to work, you have to have a tie on, you have to look a certain way. But in the American culture, there's such a thing as casual professional, where you don't look like somebody can give you $1 million to deal with, but you don't look too much as if you're cocky that they can deal with you. That's another thing I had to learn. The other thing is perception. That was the biggest challenge because as African people, we are taught when you're talking to someone, you don't look them in the eye. And half of my client thought I was just weird. I would talk to them and I'm looking down. I've talked to them and I'm looking down. And the first thing I told my first boss was, does he have a problem with me? And he's like, what's happening? He said, he doesn't look at people when he's talking to them, which may seem very odd and disrespectful sometimes, but it's just cultural difference. And so those were the primary, I would say, raw challenges. Before even I started my business, even working in the domain, my emails. I'm the first one to admit to everybody that my writing skills are terrible. So what I would do is I would write emails, I would send it to my boss, have him read it, modify it, send it to me, and then I send it to the client.
You know what interesting?
Yeah.
You were able to identify your weaknesses and you were willing and open and ready to take that advice
No,
from your mentor.
I was not. I actually was not.
Okay.
I was not. See, most people when I say it react exactly the way you reacted. But there's never been a diamond without pressure, right? There's always pressure on the ground to create a diamond. And I would tell you, I argued over and over and over with my boss, right? It's like, oh, you don't do this. I said, but I just wanted to do it. He's like, trust me. So the main thing was, again, leap of faith and trust. No one can really mentor you to be great unless you trust that that person is not guiding you in the wrong way. That was the main thing. So a little bit of my base, which is the African base, is somebody older than you trying to give you an advice, you take it. And then personally was trust. You new, you young, you probably don't know. Just trust that he probably is teaching you the right thing. And then I put it to the test. So I will send things out myself and no response. And then I will send him helping me do it. And of course, I see the difference. Sometimes you have to live by proof. I'm a knucklehead by nature. It is good when it comes to pursuing things, but it's usually not good when somebody's trying to help you out. So.
Wow. So, as an entrepreneur, what advices do you have for aspiring entrepreneur out there?
There's no such a thing. There's not a job description, right, to become an entrepreneur. There's not a job description to become an entrepreneur. No. You kind of fall in that category with a bunch of actions that you're taking that makes you one. So if somebody walked to me and say, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. No, you're not. People can call you an entrepreneur, but you're not. All you do, you just do something that you love doing and you help other people do it. That makes you an entrepreneur. You innovate an idea that somebody didn't want to touch, do, you make it your own, and now it pleases other people. That's an entrepreneur. I don't consider myself one. I just say I help people. I protect people with insurance. I help people every day solve their own issues. And if I do that, my self-satisfaction is that I've helped someone. But they look at me and go, oh my God, this guy is an entrepreneur. Okay, good. You name me one, but I'm really not. Wow. So if I tell people, if I have one advice for them is don't aspire to be an entrepreneur. No. Aspire to help people. My favorite line is Jim Rome that said, if you help enough people in this life, you will end up helping yourself. And that's what I live by. I help enough people that one day I will end up helping myself. So that for me, I put a little line in there where people go, I'm an entrepreneur. I say, no, you're full of it. No. Let other people call you one.
Very interesting. Well, Jack, thank you so much for being here with us. We do appreciate the time that you took
Thank you so much for having me.
interview today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.